Dude,
Boom.
this thing takes off.
And we are the dreamers of dreams.
Living life spinning like a merry-go-round, traveling around the world, you know he gets around. Good vibes only, it's the one and only Justin Bravo. He's my #1 homie, subscribe.
Yo, Go Gang, what's going on? I'm pumped. Today, it's another e-skate video. It's a beautiful day in San Antonio. We got the sun, we got Dan running the camera, and yeah, I'm excited because we're gonna ride some boards. I had a board come in that everyone's been asking me about. It is the Vestar. What's dope about this board is it's a dual belt board, and it's really to compete with that boosted. So it looks like it has the specs of the boosted at a phenomenally discounted price. And if it lives up to the hype of that, I think it could be a board to consider if you're looking for a belt-driven board. But I want to go through the things real quick. Just so you know, the range of the board is depending on which battery, but if you have the smaller battery, it's up to 18-mile range. If you get the big boy, it says 27, 28-mile range. That's pretty phenomenal. It does have a top speed of 25 miles per hour, so that is faster than the boosted. So if you're looking for some speed and dual belts, and what's nice about the belt driven, they usually have a little bit more kick, they have a little bit more torque. So I'm excited to see what this board can do. This has got 2 layers of bamboo along with some Canadian maple. So let's do a flex test real quick, because that's one of the big things that I like about boosted, that it does have a little bit of sponginess to it. So let's see what's going on, and we'll compare. I have a boosted right here, and I also have the Vestar over here. Let's see which one is flexier. So here's the boosted. You can see, got plenty of flex. The boosted does move around quite a bit, so when you're hitting the bumps and the things, it's no problem. Now let's see what the Vestar can do. I'm seeing it. Now, it's not as creaky as that boosted, but that boosted has some miles on it. That was my first board. It's the board that I probably put the most miles on in the lifetime of my e-skate career here. So that one's a little bit creaky. This one sounds nice and smooth. You can really, it's very silent. But the flex is there. It's a little stiffer than the boosted, but I wouldn't say it's dramatic. I'd say it's roughly around the same. It's just got a little bit more stiffness, which could make for nicer carving. One thing that everyone's been asking me is about remote controls and want me to do more detail on the remote. So let's show, because this Vestar's remote looks a little bit different than other remotes I've tried. So I want to show y'all what the range on that controller looks like. So let me grab it. Okay, so here's the remote control. Here's the Vestar. Here is the boosted. Range of motion, you can see here's the boosted. Here's the Vestar. They look like they've got about the same. Yeah, they're about the same range of motion. Looks like the boosted may go a little bit further on the braking side, but they're fairly close. Very, very similar. Now, the Vestar, if you see right here on the side, you can choose the speed function. So it looks like it's got 3 different speed modes. You can go from high, medium, and low. It has a reverse button on the boosted. You go forward, and if you want to go reverse, you just rock back in reverse. On the Vestar, you actually push the button, which a lot of people prefer. A lot of people prefer that when you go all the way back, you're just holding the brake down, and there's no reverse without actually putting the reverse button on. So that's the controller. It looks pretty legit, but let's see how it performs on the street. All right, fam, I'm gonna get this helmet on, and we're gonna take this thing for a spin, because I do want to try out this top speed on this thing. I want to see what kind of power it has. Dan's gonna follow with the boosted. That way we can kind of compare, and I've ridden the boosted so many times, so I can give a fair comparison on the ride quality between the two. But I'm gonna get right after it, because, you know, I get sometimes in the comments, everyone doesn't like all the talking. I'm just trying to give you all details, but I'll give you action. This video is about action. Dan, you ready to do some action?
Let's do it, man.
this thing takes off, man.
All right, so
a lot of torque.
You've only ridden hub motors. You've only done hub motors. You've never done a belt driven, and so like, what do you think? What's the how do you feel the difference between? Because I think that's a lot of people ask me is hub versus belt, which one's better? I think hub's got its place, and I think belts have their place. But what do you think?
Like I said, it takes off. Like it has that to it.
That power.
All right, let me tell you, I think that 100%, you could feel on a belt-driven board, like you're gonna feel that punch. It's just gonna hit you in the chest, and you can really feel like you're about to get rocked out of your socks. So when you're changing between hub and belt, you may want to get a little experience, go around the block a little bit, get your footing behind you, because this thing will take off on you. Now, I'll tell you, Boosted versus the Vestar. I'll tell you that I think that the Vestar has 99% of what Boosted has. I like the Boosted. I think it's a little bit smoother on the braking and acceleration. I think it's got a little bit smoother ESC, but the Vestar, I think, actually is a little bit more aggressive. So it depends on where you're at. I like a little bit of aggressive. I'm all about aggressive, especially punching it off the line. And me and Dan were racing in and out the streets. I like to be able to have that oomph. So if you like that, if you want a little bit more of that aggressive ESC, I think that is the move. Boosted's a little bit smoother on that. Not a smoother ride, but it's just a little smoother on acceleration and braking. And so you don't get that little bit of aggressiveness, even compared between the unleashed mode on the Boosted, the high-end mode, versus the high-end mode on the Vestar. Now, one thing I did like about this, check this out. Having this handle, to me, is a complete win. Now, I love that a lot of the models are coming out with these integrated handles. To me, it's be able to carry it like this is everything. Now you can carry by the trucks, you can do stuff like that, because that can get messy. You can be, get the grip tape hitting your shoulders or whatever. And then, if you have it with a handle, you can be able to rock it to a store. You can go anywhere you want. And to me, again, I think a handle is a win. So I'm glad to see that's on there. I thought that it would compromise the flexibility of the board, which it probably does, and that's why it's not quite as flexible as the Boosted, because if you have that here, I would imagine that you have to have different layering on the deck itself. But it's still really stiff. It allowed me to move around a lot, still flexible. We were hitting a lot of these train tracks around here, and it went over no problems. It went up the hills no problems. That's another thing a belt-driven unit does kill it on, is hills. Sometimes those hubs, man, they don't have enough power to get up the hills. This has plenty of it. So if you're looking to get a Boosted, but you want to save, I don't know, $1,000, this is a winning move. I think it's a good get. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. They have some insane promos going on right now. I don't even know, it's a couple $100s off, I think. It's an insane promo. So I'll put that in the description so y'all can use that, take advantage of that. If you get it, let me know, because I want to know how's it riding. If you're in San Antonio, come out, let's board with us. Me and Dan, we could always use some more skate friends, We gotta get after it, man. So Boosted versus Vestar, I think it depends on what you want. Price-wise and budget, definitely the best way to go. But it's got the speed, it's got the range. It beats it on almost every aspect, and to me, the price point makes it a no-brainer. So check it out, let me know. Go gang. Until tomorrow, be crazy. Dan, it's your turn for go with the Vestar.
Let's do it.